everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Saul Bookman and Espo. And you guys today made things really real when it comes to Kevin Durant.
It was really awesome. ASU, shut up! Okay, cool. It was fucking awesome.
The Phoenix Suns had an introductory press conference for Kevin Durant today. We were out there. Many fans were out there. I thought that was pretty cool that they held it down at the arena in downtown Phoenix, and they opened it up to quite a few fans to come out. And it felt like it was just a big old fun hangout.
Yeah, there was somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 fans that wound up in attendance, according to the team. They didn't have an official number on it, but it was quite the experience. And I want every press conference like that now, because there will be less dumb questions asked at press conferences when fans are booing them.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I have too much faith in people, but if you're getting booed for crappy questions, it would make you think twice.
Yeah, I don't feel like there was a bad question, just a question that was out of place for this particular press conference, and that was we could have done without that one.
To be fair, the question that got booed was a fair question to be asked. The night or the game after the night that Mikal and Cam found out the news that they were going to Brooklyn and they interviewed them on the broadcast, they also asked them about their previous team. Yeah. So asking Kevin Durant about the Nets is not out of pocket.
No, I don't think it was. But I think that booing made other people think about their questions, because I thought about the question I wanted to ask. I wanted to point blank say, KD, Charles Barkley has obviously ridden you, and given you a hard time on TNT. You're now in a city where he couldn't get it done. Like,
it's too long.
Would it mean something?
Wrap it up.
Bookman, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, y'all are insane. I missed you guys.
Well, he said he didn't want to see me booed. I wanted to give him the experience.
Honestly, though, I don't know that you would have gotten the answer you were looking for there.
No.
Because from Kevin Durant,
we would have wound up on TNT, that's what I was thinking.
You absolutely would have. No, but it was really cool. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was fun. I don't think every press conference should be that way, because I do think getting really good, genuine answers back is going to be difficult in that type of an environment. And follow-up questions are quite literally impossible.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it should be like that every time, but I did think it was cool that the Suns opened it up for fans to come in and have this experience, because let's be honest, there's people there who likely will never be closer to Kevin Durant in their entire lives. That's a cool experience.
It was also like, we also need to realize that this is a once, maybe twice in a generation type of move.
Yep.
This has literally never happened before at the trade deadline with any franchise. So I think special circumstances require special accommodations, and I think I actually applaud the Suns for allowing fans to be able to come in, and they didn't charge them, which is good.
They gave them a free shirt too, that was designed specifically for this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I mean, kudos to the Suns for doing that, because it is a big moment. This is a huge moment, and it was kind of crazy. I kind of talked about the other day, like, where it's kind of just surreal, and there's just glimpses and moments you have during the day or during the week that you're like, holy shit, Kevin Durant is really a Sun. And then you actually see him in person today, and you're just like, man, this is crazy. And then the graphics that they had already on the side of the building and behind Kevin during his presser, man, it was awesome.
Yeah, and if they win a title, there'll be 40, 50,000 fans that claim that they were in that building.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the number of people that were there for that press conference will balloon in people's minds. It's that kind of thing where fans will talk about this moment if something truly special happens with this group. And I like that. It's a moment that those fans will always have.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about what was actually said during this press conference. There's a whole lot, and we'll potentially dive into it even more later on in the evening or tomorrow. But first and foremost, I think one of the biggest questions that everyone wanted to know was, like, why Phoenix? Why'd you want to come here outside of Devin Booker,
And play.
They experienced a lot the last couple years. You see the growth in this team. When Monty took over, when James came here, I see the culture started to change, the way they played on the floor, the energy they played with started to change. And I always loved playing here in Phoenix. The fans always showed love to, just good basketball in general. They always cheer their fans on, but they show love to the opposing team as well. So I knew this would be a great place to play and a great place to continue to get better as a player. You got somebody like Devin, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, guys that work, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I'm excited I'm here. I'm looking forward to trying to add as much as I can to the group already. Like I said, they built themselves up and built the structure and the infrastructure up for themselves already, and I'm looking forward to adding to it.
See, this answer shows me that he genuinely was paying attention because pointing back to a very specific season that was, 8 years ago now? You're obviously paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Hoopers know what gets them excited. And Kevin Durant is... I don't know if there's only a few guys in NBA history where you can look at and you can listen to them talk and you genuinely feel like they just love basketball. And when you get into an environment, even if it's on the road, and you start to think, man, what would it be like to play here? Even when the franchise was trash, like that means something to players. Like they feel like this is a perfect fit or a city that they like to play in, the environment, the fans, even though like those games were like half sold out, like they still came and supported the team and they were still loud and they still encouraged the Suns. So that means a lot. Like the fans mean a lot and the environment means a lot. I mean, props to Kevin Durant for coming here when they had a cell phone on the fucking roof as a big screen. So.
It quite literally was a cell phone.
Yes, it was. Look, that to me, you're exactly right. That speaks to how important the fans are and that they had a big impact here. And Kevin Durant definitely is a basketball junkie, but I think he's now playing with two other basketball junkies because Devin Booker and Chris Paul sound a lot alike in terms of their knowledge of the game, their desire, how much they want to work, the passion for the game. This is quite a unique trio now. And, the chat's talking about it and we hear it. It's become cliche, but winners work. This is going to be the hardest working big three you've ever seen in the NBA. Well, we'll see if DeAndre.
It's big four. It's big four. Everybody keeps saying it. KD even pointed it out. DA is the four. That's why they put all four of them on the side of the building. Like
I agree, but I'm saying from a hard working, locked in perspective. You're getting three elite guys in Booker, KD, and CP3, and I think DeAndre has to earn that spot in those four when it comes to that addicted to basketball, hardworking, constantly working on his game.
Is that cool?
I disagree, but yeah, okay. We can go on all night about that. So
we can dive into it a little bit.
You flip-flop so much on DeAndre.
No.
It is unbelievable.
No, I don't.
A month and a half ago, you were yelling about him not living up to his potential.
A month and a half ago, I was, just like everybody else. And in a month and a half, he has balled his ass off and he's become a big-time player in the NBA. He's been consistent, like we've asked him for the last month.
That he's one of the hardest working guys.
You asked me. You tried to get the last word in. I'm telling you, he's elite.
Your opinion.
He's elite. So does yours.
Go ahead, Lindsay.
So our friend Gerald, our sweet, sweet friend Gerald, also asked Kevin Durant a question today at the presser. Pay very close attention to what Gerald says at the very beginning of this question. But what he did ask KD was just kind of what a championship or what he has come to understand as far as what a championship would mean for the city.
Hey Kev, Gerald Bourget, PHNX, welcome to the Valley. I know you've only been here for a few days, but you mentioned wanting to accomplish something here with the Suns. This is a franchise that's been around for 55 years and has yet to get over that hump. So have you gotten a sense of what it would mean to this fan base to win a title, and what would it mean to you personally?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we play the game of basketball. We understand that. But I'm more concerned about what we do every day as a team, the stuff that you guys don't see. I think that's what really brings championships and puts us in a position to win a championship is the work that we put in every day. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But I know how significant a championship is to a franchise and to a city. And I've been a part of 2 of those, and I'm looking forward to, getting back on that road to try to do it again. But I know how tough it is and how hard it is, and this fan base is looking forward to cheering for a winner. So I want to go out there and prove every night that we got a chance to win, and that starts with the work we put in every day in practice.
Gerald Bourguet, ladies and gentlemen, on a nickname half first name basis with Kevin Durant already.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Kev.
We need a segment that's just, hey, Kev. Checking in on Kevin Durant with Gerald Bourguet.
Listen, I don't blame him, though, because when I called him Kevin, just straight up Kevin the other day on the show, it felt really weird. It's either Kevin Durant, KD, or now Kev.
I feel like he was half committed to saying KD and then kind of went for Kevin, and just Kev came out.
I love it. It's fun. But Kevin Durant obviously understands how much a championship would mean to this city, to this fan base, to all of us. And I hope he's able to help Devin and Chris Paul and DA get it done.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, listen, his work ethic is second to none. He knows what's on the line. I love how humble and how centered he is about all of this. He's not letting anything get too big. He's not putting too much pressure on himself. He just wants to play ball. And I think that was the biggest difference between the shit that he had to go through in Brooklyn and even in Golden State. There was just so much surrounding him. This is probably the first time since OKC where he could just play ball and not have to worry about expectations and the weight of a franchise on his shoulder. He knows that the Phoenix Suns have never won a championship. He understands that. I promise you he does. But he's not going to he's not going to feel like it's make it or break it. He's going to put the work in and let it speak for itself. And that's what I appreciate about him.
Yeah. What you didn't hear in that clip, Gerald asks his question, and then there's a pause. A fan yells, "It'd mean everything."
Yeah.
And that struck a chord with me. You kind of see KD smile a little bit with that. He understands the reality of the history here. And like Saul says, he's just going to focus on the work. Let his skills and the talent of this group do it and take care of it. And in the end, hopefully it leads to that championship. But it's not lost on him what it means to this place.
Absolutely. And he did actually address the pressure that does come with being Kevin Durant and this trade to the Phoenix Suns and trying to bring a championship here to the Valley.
I know it's pressure because I'm one of the best players to ever play the game. So every time, so every time I step on the floor, people are going to expect me to do great things, and the team I'm on to do great things. But I enjoy getting better as a player every day. I enjoy just waking up and getting to do this. So I don't ever say anything's a failure if I'm healthy enough to play the game of basketball. But I know what's on our backs, and we understand that, and we want to do the most. We want to get the most out of this opportunity.
I love that he knows and is not afraid to say it out loud that he is one of the best players to play this game.
Yeah,
I loved that moment.
Because there's no doubt in it. Nobody can argue against that as much as some have tried. Charles has tried to say certain things when it comes to KD, but he's earned that, and he has the right to say that. And I love that the fans recognize that the second he said it, they were going to cheer for that, because you don't hear a lot of guys that'll come out and say it, and he understands what that means, what he has to do to continue to be that guy.
I mean, he's one of the greatest small forwards ever. I mean, he's in an era of positionless basketball. He is the poster child for positionless basketball. He can play 1 through 5, literally, and he knows how amazing he is. It's not. I don't know what you're trying to say, boasting, if it's true, I guess you can say. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, he's awesome, and he knows it. And listen, this city knows good basketball when they see it, and they understand that they've never had a player quite to the level of Kevin Durant. They've had several MVPs, and none of them come close to this guy. Mm-hmm. So pretty dope.
And I mean, there is pressure, right, on him, on this whole entire team now to find success in the near future, because that's what comes with a trade like this midseason. One that we said when it first went down, how many times have we talked about? I can't think of another trade midseason that was at this level. That comes with with pressure. It comes with expectations. But I think if there were any guys to lead this team in Book, CP, and KD who can handle the pressure and step up to overcome the pressure and carry their team along with them, it's those three. Like they're more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of great teammates, but this is a real unique combination of guys here, and the way that this will come together. So I'm really excited to see how it works on the court, how well it comes together, what Monty's able to do with this group as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're all excited about that.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. If you want to hear more about what Kevin Durant did say at the press conference today, Gerald Bourguet did write a whole bunch of stuff over at gophnx.com. And we put a lot of stuff on our social as well on Twitter at PHNX_sports. So check it out. Also in the post game, maybe we'll dive a little bit more into it and talk about a few other things that came out of it. But we do also have a game tonight. It's the last one before the All-Star break, and it's the Suns and the Clippers. So let's start things off by looking at the injury report and finding out who will play. So on the Suns side of things, Kevin Durant remains out today at the press conference. He was asked directly when he thinks he'll be playing. Unfortunately, he did not give us a direct answer. He said, hopefully soon.
He said after the All-Star break.
And he said after the All-Star break, hopefully soon.
There's 20-something games after the All-Star break. So.
Campaign and Landry Shamet also remain out for the
Can we
Suns.
get a right foot specialist in the house, please?
Listen,
somebody.
We did hear from Campaign yesterday at practice, which is good news because typically when the team allows a player who's been injured for as long as Campaign has to do media availability, that means we're likely going to see them back in the lineup sooner rather than later. So I would anticipate the first or second game back after the All-Star break, Campaign will likely be available. That's my guess. And then on the Clippers side of things, Norman Powell is out. TJ Warren, Darius Bazley, and Terrence Ross are all available to play tonight. Will they play? We'll find out, but they're available.
Yeah, I would imagine Terrence Ross, if he plays, gets the TJ Warren treatment from Tuesday night where it's
5 or 6 minutes,
max, just to get his feet wet.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll find it. I know that Monty in pregame had addressed kind of what the role that he sees for Terrence Ross being. And one thing I do appreciate about Monty is that he's very upfront with his players about their role. He didn't really give us that information, but he always says that he likes to be upfront and honest and setting legitimate expectations for them. So they don't come in thinking they're going to log 20 minutes a night and only get 6. He's very open and upfront about that. And I think that helps with the culture and the chemistry in that locker room as well. All right. So now that we know who's playing, how are you guys feeling about this one?
I have the Suns barely winning. I think I had them by 2.
Sure.
Yep. Good memory. I wouldn't remember what I picked.
I forgot what I picked. I was just a stab in the dark.
I have the Suns by 6. I feel like this is going to be another one where they ride the energy of the crowd being and the fact that it's national TV. I think they'll win by 6 tonight.
I haven't loved our performances on national TV too much this year, but I still have the Suns by 3. And Gerald also has the Suns by 3. What do you guys think is a key to tonight's game for the Suns to find success?
Rebounding. You got to rebound tonight. If you don't rebound, you're going to give Kawhi and Paul George extra shots at the bucket, and that's just not good.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then I think just focus. It's easy going into an all-star break to kind of lose that focus a little bit. If they're locked in, I think they have the talent to beat the Clippers tonight. So.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would be the only way the Suns lose is if they beat themselves. Getting excited about being able to go on vacation for the All-Star break, or maybe some of them will still pop over into Salt Lake City, Utah for some appearances and things of that nature.
To slut?
Maybe. That's their prerogative. I don't know. But yeah,
for those
of
you that don't know, there was a T-shirt that said SL, UT, which is Salt Lake, and then Utah, but you know what that is.
Yeah, it was really funny. Still looking for one of those shirts, that's for sure. What does Vegas think about tonight's game? Our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Yeah, they feel like you guys do. It's going to be close. They have the Suns favored by 1, which is as tight as it can get.
Yes, very close. All right, on our DraftKings Sportsbook app, picks of the game. Unfortunately, things have taken a turn for the worse, and I am no longer up front.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
I'm no longer atop the leaderboard, but we're going to get there. We're going to figure it out. Saul is at 204.13. I'm at 165.54. And Espo is at 144.
I saw what you did, Linz. I saw what you did with your
but
bet.
we're going to turn this around.
I saw what you did
tonight.
with your bet.
Did you take the same thing as Saul?
No,
No.
she did just a notch below
I took
it.
a safer bet than
Yeah.
Saul. So Saul, tell us what you took.
I took Kawhi having 20 plus points, Booker 20 over 20, CP3 over 14, and then CP3 also with 10 plus assists.
And I took a little bit of a safer, but very similar page. I have Devin over 21.5 points, Chris Paul over 12.5 points, and Chris Paul over 9.5 assists.
Somebody's got to ride
at
these
a plus
coattails.
265. No, but you picked a same game that's a same game parlay that was curated by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, which they had 3 of them on there today that were really cool. I was looking at the one that all the smoke had. There was like their pick or whatever in there. I kind of liked it, but I don't know. It felt a little too risky.
I actually like Saul's better than your group here. I think Saul's gonna hit on that. I took Suns' first field goal.
Well, if I hit, that means she hits.
Yeah. If Saul hits,
That's the
I
tr-
hit.
Yeah,
That's the
but
thing.
I like yours.
Oh,
I think yours is gonna
Well,
hit, so
I
you're
mean,
gonna make the more money. on it, so.
Technically, if yours hits, mine could not because I need 22 points from Book and you just need 20.
Oh, yeah.
Technically
Yeah.
speaking.
I think you're both safe in that. I have Suns hitting that first field goal as a 3 at plus 470.
I mean, that one did come in handy for you this past week. That got you back into the mix of it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You took what was Chris Paul first field goal, and it was like a plus 1,000.
Yep.
Absolutely insanity.
I actually took a same game parlay with the no sweat same game parlay deal that they have. That's a plus 35,000 tonight because I figured I'll put $10 on this
Why
and
not?
and I'll get my $10 back if it doesn't hit.
There you go. The DraftKings Sportsbook app is a heck of a lot of fun. If you have not already, download it right now. But make sure you sign up with that promo code PHNX because when you use that promo code, new customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Again, with the code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Dino, I don't know how to pronounce this name, said they saw Gerald at the presser today and said, what a nice guy.
It's Dynotech.
Dynotech?
Mhm.
I wasn't sure. It made me nervous. But Gerald is a nice guy, isn't he? Glad you got to meet Gerald.
That's not the real Gerald. Just wait till you meet the real Gerald.
This is true. Gerald's way nicer in public. I'm
We
just
probably
kidding.
shouldn't have outed him like that. Oops, sorry.
I'm just messing. Everyone knows Gerald is like our Gerald's our Devin Booker over here for sure. He's the most loved. I like to tweet him out so that I can get all the engagement riding on Gerald's coattails.
Yeah, that's
Every
some
time we
crap.
go
You
to
just tweet his photo.
Every time
and
we
you-
go to a press conference from here on out, I will be tweeting a photo of Gerald with the caption, Gerald about to ask all the questions.
250 likes just because Gerald's face is in the tweet.
Oh my goodness gracious. All
Thank
right, guys.
God there's no more new owner and no more KD coming our way.
This is true. It'll probably be a while until we have another press conference. That's for sure. All right. So we had a huge game from Chris Paul, from Book, and from DA the other night. Do you think we'll get the same type of performance tonight?
I do.
How are you feeling?
I do. I feel
Yeah.
pretty good about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to Saul's point earlier, DA is locked in game, so I think he should have another great performance. CP3, that's the guy you don't know. Like, can he have back-to-back big games? I think so. I think especially because he knows he can expend the energy. He's going to get a week off, and then D-Book's back to being D-Book. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing for me is that heading into the All-Star break, I feel very confident and comfortable with this team because it appears that Devin is at 100%. He's feeling very good with the injuries that he had to deal with that kept him out for a very, very long time. And he looks he looks brand new, basically.
Yeah.
So I think time-wise, as much as the injury sucked and it was a real down period of the season for us as fans, it couldn't have been more perfect to give him a break almost, if you will, take some of the load off of his shoulders. And now he's coming back. He's fresh. He's feeling good. So we can make a nice little run here at the end of the season and hopefully deep into the playoffs.
For sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, enjoy the game tonight, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the pregame show. Don't forget, as always, to meet us right back here after the game wraps up. Bye.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though, Lindsey, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand.